Well, hello there, folks. Good evening. How's the audio? Let me know how the balance is. God, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, sorry about the late start there. Just getting all the cameras set up and pointing the right direction and everything. Honestly, there's always something to do. It is what it is. Sorry about that. Yeah. If again, I'm always optimistic about my start times, I guess, but if I made it an hour later, then I'd probably be sitting here ready to go on time. Anyway, yes, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be playing Sniper Elite, the board game. So this is an interesting one. We've got the game here sort of set up for the solo mode, and it is... yeah, it is an interesting one. I played this already a few times multiplayer. I played it at the UK Games Expo with Chris and with Michael. Oh yes, I mean, Gifter, thank you so much for the well wishes for the RSP birthday, which is 6 years on the 14th of July. Oh my god. Yeah, Michael sent me a very nice card. I did absolutely nothing to celebrate because I'm just terrible at celebrating my successes. I was mostly just beating myself up for not getting on with work, more work. So it's nice to actually have some well wishes. So thank you for that. It is much appreciated. And yeah, maybe I should do something special. 6 years after all. Yeah, on or around the 13th. Yeah, 14th. I think the 14th maybe. I actually can't remember how we chose that date. Is that the date of the first video? There was a reason for it. But, yeah, so, anyway, maybe I'll do something, or maybe I'll figure something fun we can do for a birthday stream or something like that. Probably I will just continue to keep my head down and get on with things, though. But yeah, so thank you so much for the well wishes, guys, and to see you all in chat. So nice to see you all here. And so yeah, Sniper Elite, the board game. This is based on the video game, which I haven't played. So all I can really tell you about the game is that we are an elite sniper sneaking into, in this case, a Nazi launch facility in the Second World War, and we have to accomplish some goals here. We've got 2 goals. I've already set it up, so, you know, we're all ready to start playing. We've got our missions here, which is obtain the enemy sniper report. So I guess there's some bad snipers. So that means we have to go to Objective 2, which is this one right up here. And then we've also got number 8 here, which is destroy the ammo storage, which is actually over here in this little train car here. So I've picked this as my starting location, and I'm going to nip down there and blow that up, and then somehow I have to get all the way across the board to the upper corner there. And so I played this a few times. When you play it multiplayer, someone's controlling the guards and someone's controlling the sniper. You can have up to 3 players controlling the guards. It doesn't explicitly say that you control different squads of guards. You can see they're all divided into different colors. We've got red guards, black guards, and yellow guards. But, you know, the players playing together can sort of decide how they want to control the Nazis. There are captains in the multiplayer mode that there are in this mode, but it's a hidden movement game when you play multiplayer. So one player, the sniper player, will have this secret board here where they'll be tracking their movement and dry erase mark around the board. The Nazis will be looking around for them. So I played it, Michael and I played against Chris, and Chris and Michael played against me as the sniper. And I also played it a few times after that with a friend of mine where it was one-on-one. And, I mean, in our experience, it seems ludicrously difficult for the Nazis to win in the multiplayer version of the game. I played with my friend, and he made some pretty terrible mistakes. And I played twice already, and I still lost. Like, even when he really messed up, I couldn't catch him. So, Hager says, I watched my brother-in-law play this at Open Gaming. Looks like fun. But I couldn't justify buying a copy. Well, thank you for reminding me, Haggers. This is a review copy that was kindly given to me by Rebellion Unplugged, who've published it. And I believe Rebellion are, in fact, the... Can we get this without the light on it? Nope. Oh, there we go. By tilting it. So, this is, yeah, Rebellion Unplugged are the publishers, and David Thompson and Roger Tankersley are the designers, and they kindly gave me this review copy, so I'm very grateful to them for that. So, I will... Yeah, so I've played it, yeah, multiplayer a couple of times, and I didn't... So, Michael and Chris really didn't like it. I think that Chris thought that the sniper, things were too easy for the sniper. That's been consistent with my experience. But I don't know, I think it's just something in me as a player. I find... The thing is, it's really short. So it is a hidden movement game. It's really short and quick to play. It's very quick to teach and quick to set up and quick to learn. It's just a very small, quick game, effectively. Now, it's kind of hard to say, like, whether... Because the thing is, Mind Management has come out, and that's a hidden movement game that's been super popular. I haven't played it. I actually backed their last Kickstarter, so I do have a copy of it coming to me, because I've heard nothing but good things about it. So, in the context of Mind Management being a quick, light, hidden movement game, it's kind of hard to see where this sort of fits into that role, unless you're particularly hung up on being a sniper. But, Difter there calling out my t-shirt. But, I mean, if you like resolving sniper shots with bag building, then that might be something that sells you on this game. You know, you go in here, you pull out tokens to see if you hit. I mean, it's David Thompson, and he uses bag building all the time. This is the deluxe bag with the fancy poker chips, so if you don't have the deluxe upgrade from the Kickstarter, I'm afraid you'll just have tiny little cardboard ones. Sorry about that. I've already put them away. I didn't get them out. I should have maybe got them out to show you guys what the retail looked like. So I apologize for that. But in any case, yeah, the Kickstarter also has the shaded models as well, the Kickstarter edition. I don't know if they've actually printed retail editions or if they've just been selling the leftover stock from the Kickstarter yet. But I'm sure they will. Both this and all the gameplay elements are going to come to retail, is my understanding. Hager says, I think you can buy the upgrade. Yeah, Haggers, you can buy the deluxe upgrade if there are any left. I know at the UKG they said they were very low on stock and they don't intend to reprint it. But it might still be available from their website or online somewhere, I don't know. The solo mode of this game looks quite different to the multiplayer mode. I haven't actually had a chance to play it yet. But interestingly, so the solo mode is designed by David Surtsey and Noralai Lubbers. And actually, it's funny because Surtsey also designed the solo mode for a game I did the rules video on, which was the Legacy of Thrax. And there's actually some vague similarity between the solo mode of this and Thrax, because basically what you do is you've got a little plot here of 3 cards, and this is going to determine what the enemies do on their turn. You're going to roll this die, and based on the result, you're going to activate one of the cards. And 2 of the cards are faced up, so you can kind of predict what they are, and one of the cards is face down, so you don't know what it is, and there's always going to be 1 face down card, so you might... There's a 1 in 3 chance you might get surprised by the enemy behavior. But having read the solo mode rules, it does look substantially different. This looks a lot more like a sort of a little puzzle rather than... I mean, there's no hidden movement, obviously, because there's not... You're playing the sniper anyway, but you're also not trying to... It's you know, the enemy is an AI, and they're just kind of doing automated stuff and then triggering off these cards. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm kind of keen to try it. I think that if the solo mode is really good and solo is something that interests you, this might be worth a look for the solo mode. I know they were selling the core set So yeah, this is a review copy, but I know they were selling the core set at UKG for something like 30 quid, so this isn't like a really expensive game. So if it's something that appeals to you, and I know that the theme is pretty specific, like it might be the case that that you're playing with someone who doesn't like sort of sees this as glorifying violence and doesn't like that. So there's a kind of a heavy caveat on that. You know, it is World War II themed. It is about shooting Nazis. I know the video game leans very heavily into the glorification of violence. This doesn't in the same way. The Kickstarter edition did come with the miniature that shows Hitler being shot in the balls. Which is something from the video game, I think. It's not even used in the game. It's just something extra that they made. So, I mean, you don't, in this game, have that kind of glorification. So, it really is just kind of like a little movement game. And Jack says, really interested to see how this plays. I enjoyed Whitechapel and this video game, so hopeful on this. And Hager says, still a fun mini. Yes. I mean, I'm rather ambivalent about the mini myself, but, you know, it's, yeah, I guess, you know, we can't really get too upset about Hitler getting shot. Looks like they try to start on their own not-so-successful U-boat missions. We should stop them from leaving port before they might sink themselves on sea. Yes. It may be telling that in the 3-player side of this, the 1v1 could be so easily automated. I wonder why that is. I mean, I think Chris coming in here, I told you didn't like it. But Jack, I'll talk a bit more about maybe my thoughts at the end, especially after I've had a chance to play the solo mode. But, and Difter, yeah, that's a little veiled reference there to my attempts at U-Boot, the board game. I'm going to pull this down here a little bit. And there we go. So I think we're just about ready to begin. So the sniper goes first. And I've picked this red deployment zone here as my starting area. So this is my little sniper mini. This is included in the box. It's not really used in the multiplayer game. So it's really just here to be... Hello? Are you going to focus for... Come on. It's not really used in the multiplayer version of the game. It really is just here for... I think they pretty much included it actually for this solo mode. There we go. Okie dokie. So I've got on my turn I get to do 2 things, and I can use one of my cards if I want. So these are random pulls from this loot deck. They're just little bits of equipment or sort of event cards that I can play to help myself out. Sniper also has these in multiplayer. So this is sound masking. Effectively, I can move slowly, which means 0 or 1 space, without making any noise. Or I can use sound masking, which allows me to move further 2 or 3 spots. But there's usually a negative effect associated with that, but if I play this card, there won't be. And then I've also got the silent ammo. So when shooting this turn, noise tokens count as recoil tokens. 5 or more recoil tokens still causes a misfire. So in the multiplayer version, if you create noise when you're shooting, you're revealed on the board. But I think, or something like that. Yeah, I think you're revealed on the board. Whereas in the multiplayer and the solo mode, the noise tokens cause enemies to move towards you. So I could use the silenced ammo, and then they're less likely. Well, they won't move towards me if I pull any noise out the bag, which is a good thing. So in any case, what we've got to do is we can play one of these cards, and then we can move and do one of our actions. And then that's the end of our turn. And we can do these three things in any order. So we've got a shooting action where we can shoot. We can either complete an objective. We can also loot, but it doesn't seem to be listed on here. I don't know why. It's definitely in the rulebook. We can also move and move quickly, and then end of our turn. And what we've got actually in this, which is different to the multiplayer version as well, in the you've got this little heart token here. I've got to zoom in here, I think, yeah. So this little heart token, in the multiplayer version, when you get slapped, this flips over. If you get slapped again, you're dead, and you lose the game. In my 4 plays of multiplayer I've never seen the sniper get slapped once. In this, we have hit points. So we've made a little stack of hit points out of these chips, a mixture of noise and recoil chips. And when the stack runs out the first time, we get wounded, and when it runs out a second time, we're dead. So we have a bit more going on, but I think it's a bit easier for us to get hit in this. So we shall see how this works out. So I've got to get to this train down here, and given that I'm relatively new at this, I don't have, or can't think of any reason why I wouldn't just move noisily down the track here. And what this is going to do is, if I move noisily and I stay within the same sector, which is the red sector here, so if I went 1, 2, 3, for example, I would take a hit, so I'd lose 1 health. However, if I move noisily between sectors, what this has the effect of doing is updating the last known sector track. So this is where the enemy sort of think I am. So they currently think I'm in red, then they would know I was in black. But I don't know if maybe that's too risky. Maybe I should stay. Maybe I should move quietly. Then I only get to move 1 space, and it costs 1 to move onto the board, so that's a bit boring. I don't know how bad these cards are. If these cards are really, really bad, then maybe moving quickly is in my interests. So let's just move quickly and see what happens. I mean, okay, so here's my issue. If I do update the last known sector to black, and then I'm in the black sector for a while, if either of these assignment cards trigger, it means a bunch of guards are going to immediately teleport from other areas of the map to the black sector. So if there's a 2 in 3 chance, they're all going to redeploy immediately to the last known sector. So I kind of want to keep that as a sector that I'm not in. So yeah, I guess let's move slowly and see what happens. Incidentally, if this deck, solo deck here, exhausts before I complete an objective, then it resets. Sorry, then I lose. I immediately lose the game. When I complete an objective, it resets. So this is sort of like a timer. Okay, so let's just move carefully then, I guess, for now. I'll move 1 space onto the board, and that's it. And then that's my whole turn. Done. And so then we could throw this die and see what they do. Okay, that looks like the big double triangles. That's 2. So the middle card, which is assignments A, which means they're now going to redeploy to the red sector. So this was the wise move, actually. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the black and the yellow guys redeploying into the red sector, as you can see on this card. I need a box. A box to hide in, yeah. So the yellow guards are going to move into this space and this space and this space. And then the black guards are going to move over here and over here and over here. I mean, they've basically left, like, everything unguarded. Maybe I should just shoot this guy and run away. He's right up in my face now. I'll just shoot him and then leave. Anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty sure we just resolve a card, and then this moves over here. And now, if there were no face-down cards, this would come out face-down. But because there's 1, it comes face-up. So it's another assignment card. Oh my god, will they please stop doing things? Alright. So, shooting people is what we do. We are a sniper after all. And so I think, is there any real reason to shoot this guy? Probably not, really. But when we do shoot someone, we get some benefits. So maybe in the interest of getting a benefit and actually having something to do this turn, we'll shoot him. Because there's still so many assignment cards out here. I'm thinking I shoot him and then I just take one step over here. So let's just do that. So what we do now is we decide how many tokens we're going to pull out of this bag. And what we need is one. We need one hit token. So we need one of these to hit him because he is in the next space over. If we pull a recoil or a noise token, something bad will happen. And we must decide how many we're going to pull. I've got 5 hit tokens in there, I think. So let's go ahead and pull out 3. I think 3 should be fine. If we are closest currently, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These two are equidistant. So there is what's called a snafu rule in this, where if 2 enemies are equidistant, then we have to decide which is worse for us. I actually think these guys are kind of equally bad. So, hey, T. Carter, welcome, welcome. But here we go. I'm going to pull 3 tokens anyway, and we'll see what happens. Blam, blam. Oh, 1 hit. Good. So I've got 1 hit token. The recoil token doesn't have an effect, but if I pull a total of 5 red and yellow tokens together, I misfire and the shot misses. But I've got 1 hit, which means he's dead. And this noise attracts the nearest guard that is not my target. So it's either of these two. I have to decide which one I think would be worse for me. I actually don't think either of them are particularly bad. But I guess this one feels slightly worse for some reason. So instinctively, I'm just going to move him. So he comes 1 space towards me. And now, for positively murdering a person, don't quote me on that. But that's why some people might not like this game, I guess. Phrases like that. I can either have one... Okay, I can take an aim from the supply. I could also put some tokens back into my health stack, because when I lose health, these tokens come into my bag and make it worse. But I can't put any back because I haven't actually taken any out of it yet. Yep. So I will add 1 hit to my bag. So that makes my chances of hitting slightly better. So all of these go back in the bag. This person's dead for the time being, but I'm sure they'll be back in due course. We actually moved that guy already. It says to do that after, but... So that's my shoot action. And then I'll just move my 1 space over to here, because it looks like they might do assignments again. And then I guess it's just back to the defender's turn. I gotta be careful, because I'm gonna run out of time here. Triple. Okay, so this is the hidden card. Encircle. All defenders in the last known sector, so in the red sector, do a search. Defenders outside the last known sector move 3 spaces towards the sector. Of those, each defender that reaches the last known sector scans. Okay, so the thing is, they're basically all in the last known sector at the moment. I was kind of hoping I'd get rid of one of these assignment cards, to be honest. I just want them to go away before I leave the red sector. But what can you do? So, now a search action is effectively where they look within 2 spaces and follow these sort of restrictions. So for example, you know, this guy's going to look 2 spaces, but he can't check this one, even though it's 1, 2 away, because it's like he's not got line of sight to it, because there's a doorway and a wall. Whereas this guy can go 1, 2 and look down here. This guy's going to go 1, 2 and look down here. So these guys are both pretty close to spotting me, but not quite. So that's lucky for me. This guy, he's going to move 1, 2, 3 towards the last known sector, which is the red sector. And he's going to do a scan, which means if he's in my space, he's gonna attack me, but... Or in an adjacent space, actually, but I'm miles away from it, so it's fine. And then I think that's it. Now, I'm pretty sure, actually, there's a step here where the guy I killed pops back into existence. But let's just have a quick look. Yeah, so this guy here pops back into existence over here. So that's fine. He's miles away. And that's the end of their turn there. So now it's going to be one new card. And this one's face down. Alright, so I guess we still just need to get on with the objective, though. Are there any of the deployments especially bad? Yes. Okay, so this deployment is quite bad. Because no, this one's the better one. Because they're not around my objective 8 here. Whereas if we have a look at this card, they are popping a yellow guy right there in front of my objective, so that's not so good. Interestingly, though, they don't actually redeploy the... That's only if they know that the... Why is this on black? Why did I move that? I haven't moved that yet. I must have moved it for an example and forgot to reset it. So I think I might just run down this sector, though. I think that's probably fine. Do we shoot someone before we go? They're all quite far away. I don't want to risk jamming my gun. Well, no, actually, I don't want to risk drawing a bunch of noise tokens. I don't have that many noise tokens. It just seems unnecessary. Shooting people seems unnecessary in the sniper game. So, let's just run. 1, 2, 3 towards the objective. And get out of there. And that's it. That's all I'm doing for now. Oh, and this does update because I changed sectors and I moved quickly. Alright, so there's 2, so that's the middle card, the one I didn't want. Thanks, die. So we're going to move our red guys and our yellow guys along these patterns. So we're going to get one here, one here, one here. This guy appears over here, and here, and also here. God, they're so fast! How did they do it so fast? Alright, so they're closing in a little bit, but that's fine. We'll just shoot this guy. I don't actually have line of sight to him right now, but I can kill him relatively easy. You know, just, I understand this is a bit like the video game as well, in the sense that I can, in fact, also just move into his space and kill him with, like, one thing. Yeah, the Nazis have secret teleportation technology. It's actually Wolfenstein. In secret. Hold position. All defenders scan. So this is the new card that just came out. Any defender who does not find the sniper moves one space towards the closest possible objective and scans again. So possible objectives are the clear cubes. So there's a sort of a little system here which will come into play when I loot or complete an objective that sort of tracks what could be a potential objective, because it's to simulate that the game knows that I can't have 2 objectives in the same sector. So anyway, I think we just move quietly up to here and shoot this guy. And I'm going to draw 3 tokens again, because that seemed to work well for me last time. Go. Oh, that's fortunate. So this does nothing, and these 2 mean he is dead. And we get 1 more for the bag. Okie dokie. And that's the end of my turn. So, I mean, it's a pretty clip, actually, which I do like. Alright, we got the double chevrons again. So, secret card. Patrol. For each possible objective, the closest defender moves 4 spaces towards it, stopping on an unguarded space, then scans. Then repeat this process with defenders who did not move the first time until every defender has moved. Oh my god. I feel like the enemies get to be a lot more active in this than the multiplayer game. The multiplayer game, you have these actions that you have to spend as the defender, and they're really very limited. So, each possible objective. So the way to do this is sort of in order of in numerical order. So we're going to start with possible objective number 1. So the closest defender to number 1, which is way up here, it's either this guy or this guy, right? So this guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they're both 6. I guess probably this guy's worse for me because that guy's closer to me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but he only moves 4. So he moves 4 to there and then he scans. And then we do number 2, which is this one. Can that guy activate again? I mean, I guess so, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I guess this guy just wanders back over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then scans, and then he finds nothing. Who knows what he's doing. So number 3 is over here. So we've got this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this guy 1, 2, 3. So it's this guy. So he goes 1, 2, 3, and he stops and he scans and he finds nothing. Number 4, again, which is going to be the same guy again, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy's closer. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 into here and scan. Finds nothing. Objective 5 over here. Well, that's got to be this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stops and finds nothing. 6 is over here. That's this gentleman. 1, 2. Scans and finds nothing. 7 here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think this guy moving up is probably worse for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he scans and finds nothing. But then we go to 8, and he's going to move 1, 2 into there, and then he's going to scan. And I don't think I'm adjacent to this space because of the doorway here. You guys can't really see, so I'm here, and I don't. He's scanning in here, so he's going to scan this place plus adjacent spaces. I'm not actually adjacent to this because the exit's over here, but that's close. Now he's sitting on my objective, which is kind of a pain. But the good news is, I guess I can just shoot him. And then objective number 9 over here, which is going to be this guy again, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it's this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he scans and finds nothing. And so that's the... Oh, and then repeat this process with defenders who did not move the first time until every defender has moved. Okay, so then this guy didn't move, and I think he's the only one that didn't actually do anything. No, this guy didn't do anything either, so... I mean, I actually don't know which objective he moves to. But he wants to stop in an unguarded space, so maybe he just goes to 7 and scans. Unguarded means there's not a defender in the space. This guy... I don't know where he's going. But let's say 7, because that's the worst for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he also attempts to scan, but he doesn't find it. And then that's everybody. So we can resolve that card. This one moves up, and this one pops in here. Another face down card. So there is a hold position card here, which would be particularly bad for me in my current situation. So this says, all defenders scan. Any defender who does not find the sniper moves one space towards the closest possible objective and scans again. And now there's quite a few snipers sitting around or quite a few enemies sitting around my space here. So that's kind of a bummer. So hopefully that doesn't trigger next time. We'll see. So I've got sort of like two options here. I can... Now this guy I can't see, which is kind of annoying, because I can't get to him without crossing this train car. But this guy I can see, because he's only one black line away from me, and it's assumed that these things have windows and stuff that can be shot through, so I can actually target this guy. So I wonder if I shoot him, and then either move quickly into here, or I can't shoot it. The thing is, I can't shoot him and then also do my objective. So, or I could just kind of move quietly around here, but I don't know how many Nazis are going to show up if I dilly-dally. I mean, it really depends on what cards come out and how bad they are. So, sorry, just catching up on chat there. I was just, I was wondering if you guys were talking about some issue with the live stream, but it looks like we're talking about the YouTube app, I think, on your phones or on your devices, whatever you're watching it on. Anyway, I hope that was resolved. Okay, so I think so if I move quickly, I'm going to take a hit. So I think we shoot this guy and then see what happens. See how the shot goes, right? Again, I think I only really need to draw 3 tokens here because he's right next to me. And I have a fair number of hits in here. You hear me? See, I'm mixing them up real good to make sure that this is totally fair. Alright, fingers crossed. This goes... And this might be a good time to use the silenced ammo. Because the silenced ammo means I can disregard noise. So that guy won't come any closer to me right now. Yeah. Do you know what, though? I've got quite a lot of health. But then again, if I lose health, it becomes bad tokens in the bag. And then everything gets harder. And that's no fun. So... yeah, why not? Let's use the silenced ammo. And shoot this guy. So I got 3 tokens here in my hand. Now there's the noise, so that was lucky. So the 1 hit takes him out. This is ignored. That has no effect. Oh, this guy should have popped back into existence at the end of the last defender round. So we get 1 more hit in here. And now we can... I think what we do is we move noisily into here. Ready to do our objective in their next round. And so, because we moved noisily within the same sector, we take a hit. And that just means that this recoil token is going in the bag. And that is the end of our turn for the time being. Alright, so what do we got here? This is the 1 chevron, which means it's the face down card again, so hopefully this isn't too bad. High alert! Oh, sugar. All defenders in the last known sector use search. Defenders outside move 3 spaces towards the sniper if found, or search if not. Okay, well, they're definitely going to find me, because search is right here. If you are up to 2 spaces away and in line of sight, take a hit. Ah, am I in line of sight? I don't think so, because I'm in the train carriage. And I should have taken... I did take a hit, didn't I? Yes, I did. So, bear with me one moment. I'm not sure. I might be in line of sight. I think I am in line of sight. Would be the line of sight rules that I have to double check, wouldn't it? Why is it always line of sight? Where does it even cover line of sight in here? It's got its own section. I was looking for it somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's basically he can see me because I'm not... So if I were on the other side, I'd be out of line of sight. So like when I was here, or was I here? Anyway, the point is that I couldn't see him because it's through 2 black lines, but because he can get in here via 1 black line, he can see through the door and he can see me. So he's 1, 2, he can see me, so that's a hit. This guy uses search, he doesn't see anything. This guy, again, also uses search, doesn't see anything. So it's just the 1. Defenders outside move 3 spaces towards the sniper if found, or search if not. So I was found, so they're all going to beeline towards me. 1, 2, 3, I think is the shortest route there. Oh, maybe 3, actually, maybe that's the shortest route. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Yep. Alright, high alert. Damn it! This is not ideal. Once again, they're all closing in on me. But for now, let's have a new card. And this is actually I'm running a bit out of time, so it's a good thing I'm basically ready to do this objective. Alright, so now that we're here, we can complete an objective. At least nobody actually moved towards me, which is pretty lucky, I guess. I don't know, how bad is it to take 2 hits like that? But there is... So, completing an objective, I have to add a noise token to my bag, so everything gets a bit harder now. And so this is objective number 2 we're completing here. So we're destroying the ammo storage. So I guess I was a bit noisy in there, like smacking around, blowing stuff up, you know, all that kind of stuff. But this objective's done, and we have to get a noise token in the bag. And then all objectives in this sector are no longer possible objectives, because I can only have one objective in the sector. So this simulates the fact that they now know that I don't have another objective in that sector. And this, of course, affects the possible objective card text on these AI cards up there. So now we check, now we go through the possible objectives in numerical order, and the defender furthest from me is deployed to that space. So I think this guy's furthest from me, so he goes up there, and then it's probably this guy, so he goes over there, and then this guy just pops in there, I guess. We've got 4, so that's going to be this guy now. 5, I guess, would be this guy, and 6 is not a possible objective, so 9 is the last remaining possible objective. This guy goes over here like that, so they sort of redeploy. And then what happens is we take this, we reshuffle this, and then we keep playing. Drifter says, my cold brew is done. Perfect beverage for the stream. I want a cold brew, Drifter. I want a nice cold brew. That'd be great. And snipers have coffee breaks. I imagine there's probably a lot of waiting around as a sniper in real life. What a scary job. Don't want to think about that. Oh yeah, and at the end of their turn, this guy pops back into existence right here. So, noise token in the bag. Satisfying bag of chips. Alright, so I think now we need to get all the way across the board. Can we get this dangerous terrain here is a right pain. So the dangerous terrain costs 2 to move into. So I think actually, why don't we just move quietly out to here and then shoot this guy? And that helps us get some of our health back as well. Get bad tokens out the bag. Because what we don't want is this noise token in the bag. So I think we should draw 4. And hopefully we won't draw too much noise. Giving a good shuffle. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Blam! Hey! Perfect! No noise. So, we got 2 hits and 2 recoils. So this guy is pop. And we can have a hit. Or, actually, we can choose to put the 2 recoils back onto the health stack. So that's good. Let's do that. That's right, isn't it? Remove the target and and return up to 2 recoils to the stack. Cool. So now we hang out here for a bit because it's their turn. Those are 2 things. So that's the double chevron. So it's hold position. So this is a turn too late, defenders, you dummies. So they all scan. No one's going to find me because none of them are next to me. All defenders who did not find the sniper moves 1 space towards the closest possible objective and scans again. So most of them are at possible objectives, except for this guy who's miles away from... Except for this guy who's miles away from anything. Most of them are already on closest possible objectives because they just redeployed to them. So I think really we're just going to get this guy moving 1 over here. 1 feet down there, I guess. And this guy is going to move like... The closest possible objective is probably this one. I think he just moves 1 up like that to the north. And then they all scan again and find nothing because I'm all the way over here. And then this guy pops back into existence over here. And then we're done. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get over there quickly. Because I'm a little concerned about running out of time. Gather intelligence. Draw 2 random objective cards and eliminate them as possible objectives. If already eliminated, keep drawing. Ooh, so this is going to make them sort of tighten their grip around where I might possibly be going. But joke's on them because I don't know. So I don't really want to take another hit. So what I'm thinking is maybe just move... We could move in here and try and loot, actually, and get another card. That would be kind of fun. Do we have to loot possible objectives? Or can we loot... Actually, we might need to... No, it just... You must be in a numbered space that does not match your objective cards. Right, yeah, so I could loot in here. I mean, really, we want to get to the road, because you can see the road spaces are bigger, so they allow for quicker travel. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Am I going to loot, though? I'm not going to loot. What I want to do is actually get this assignments card, and then get them all to redeploy here, and then run away with the sound masking me. That would be ideal. Double chevron again, so it's another hidden card. All defenders search. If none of them find the sniper, move each defender 2 spaces towards the possible objective closest to them. Yeah, none of them find the sniper. Oh, wait, no, do they? Oh, yeah, this guy does. Doesn't he? Hang on. Because it's 1-2, and I'm right outside the window. Oh, shit. All defenders... So this guy this guy's like, hey, there's snipers over there! Guys, the sniper's there! Look! He's right outside the window! Look! Hey! Guys? Where are you all gone? So, I mean, what's amazing about this card, really, is it says, if none of them find the sniper, do something. So it doesn't say what happens if you do find the sniper. If you find the sniper, hit him once, and then just go about your business. So I guess that's 1 token in the bag. Because that guy did spot me. Still haven't done assignments yet. I'm just not rolling what I want. I could go in this building. Be right next to this guy. This building's weird because you have to go through here to get to there. I don't know if you guys can see it so better like this, but like this is a separate room. This is not actually a separate room. This is actually open, so you have the building's a funny shape. Alarms. Yeah, sound the alarm. We don't have an alarm system. Oh, well, that explains why this is... This explains why the sniper always wins. Okay, so I guess I'm going to move noisily this time because I'm crossing sectors. And I'm kind of okay with that. So if we go 1, 2, 3, and then we get into the yellow sector up here. Boop. So we update the sector. Now we could shoot someone. We could shoot this guy. I mean, shooting just improves our bag, so I don't know necessarily why we don't want to just shoot people. You can shoot this guy, or even this guy. Actually, I think shooting this guy is probably the best choice. Because... Well, no, he'll just pop back into existence over here, though. So let's shoot that guy, because that gets red out of here. So we'll shoot this guy. So I need... we count the empty spaces plus his space, so 1, 2. We need 2 hits to hit this guy. I'm gonna draw 4. It's a little dangerous though because there are 2 guys on either side of me, but it'll probably be fine. Yeah, it's okay. So this guy's super dead, and then I get one more of these in the bag, and then this triggers, which means one of the closest people. Now they're both equidistant because it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I have to decide which is worse for me. And I don't know, because I think this guy coming out of here is pretty bad for me. But also this guy moving up here means he's now sort of following me. No, I guess this is probably marginally worse. Generally speaking, I'm not a big fan of this sort of determine what's worse for you kind of thing, because it can often be really a fringe case. And then you can kind of just change your plan based on what you did anyway. So that's fine. Right. And I'm done. That was me. Move and shoot. So now we're back over here. I would like the assignments card, please. What did I get? Haha! Assignment card. See, ask nicely and you get what you want. So we're going to get all the red and black Nazis teleporting into our territory. So this guy moves in here. And this guy moves into here, and this guy moves into here, and this guy into here, and this guy goes there, and then this is the last guy. He's dead, but he gives. Alright, great. And now they're all well, they're all there, but I'm going to run away and let them piss around over here while I go and complete my last objective. Right, that's face up. It's another high alert card, so hopefully we don't get that for too long. Alright, cool. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move fast. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 over to here. And what I'll do is I'll trigger my sound masking so I don't suffer the negative benefits, which would be upgrading this to red. Not that that really matters. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. And that's the end of that. I could shoot someone, I guess. Shoot this guy. Just for the hell of it. It seems unnecessary. Why take the risk? I'm just, you know, I'm apparently a pacifist sniper. How is that over there? Oh. Anyway, back to them. There's 2, which is the hidden card. Grenades. Oh dear. For each enclosed area with a defender in one of its spaces, attack every space in that area. Then attack every open space adjacent to a defender. Well, I mean, that's very fortunate for me because nobody hits me, right? So they're going to attack every space in this area. For each enclosed area with a defender in one of its spaces. So, yeah, and again, this guy is the closest to me. He's going to attack adjacent spaces, but he still doesn't get anything. Wow, what is this card? It's just like grenades everywhere. It's like every Nazi just immediately just lets out a shower of grenades. And they all miss anyway! They're stormtroopers. There we go. Right, and then back to me. And I guess I'm just going to move quietly 1 into here, so I don't update the last known area. And I'll just let them futz around in the yellow area some more. I still need 2 more turns to get to the corner, though. So is it maybe better to go fast? I'm just going to calculate. 1, 2, 3. 1. Yeah, if I went fast, I could do it in 2 turns. And it looks like none of these... Let me know if you guys can hear that, by the way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you can't hear it. Yeah, so I think, yeah, is it better to save a turn? Yeah, it's probably better to save a turn. So let's move fast then. We'll just go 1, 2, 3 to here, which updates that to right. Fingers crossed this isn't a hidden assignments card or anything like that. I mean, I probably could have memorized where the hidden assignment cards were, but no. So this is a 2, which is high alert. So they all do a search. All the defenders in the last known sector, which is actually now the white sectors, there's no one there, do a search. Defenders outside them move 3 spaces towards the sniper if found, or search if not. So I wasn't found, so I guess they don't do anything. This can't really be the whole game, right? Oh, there's the assignments card. Alright, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and complete my objective and win the game. And I'll be right back, guys. Just hang on 2 seconds. Alright, if you hear a little jingly jangly bell, I just had to let my cat in. She was sitting outside the door just talking and talking and talking. GS Gaming says, finally you're alive when I am awake. Hi! Welcome to the stream. We've just won a game of Sniper Elite, the board game. I can't believe that. I feel like I must have done something wrong. I can't believe how straightforward that was. I mean, I lost like 2 health, 3 health, and recovered them all. Yeah. Oh, apparently I even put a guy back onto the board when he shouldn't have. Well, that might have actually made their life a little easier. Back when I was here... Was it here? When did I draw that? Oh, the assignments card was ages ago. That's fine. This guy, I took him back onto the board and put him out there for the assignments card, but actually I should have just put him back here at the end. That's fine. I would have just shot him or something. I don't think that would have made all that big a difference, to be honest. The game any good? So I was kind of hoping that the solo mode would be quite... If you're RSP and you win, you actually lose. I mean, the thing is, you can make it harder. So there are these officer challenges. So it says here you can make these changes if it's too easy or too difficult. So you can add these in to make it harder. So we can escalate it. Also, this is apparently the easiest map in the game. So the map on the other side is technically harder. And then if you've got the expansion, the Eagle's Nest, which I don't have, you get 2 more maps, both of which are harder again for the sniper. So, I mean, the thing is, like I said, I've played this now once solo, plus 4 times not solo. Although, albeit when I played it with Michael and Chris, we only ever did the first objective, and then stopped. So, half a game. But this map seems... And when I played it the other 2 times, I played once on this map and once on the submarine... The backside. I'll show it to you guys, actually. But I think that this map is like way too easy. The sniper has never even come close to losing on this map. I mean, I think the other map might even be too easy. I think they might have done themselves a disservice by putting all the really hard maps into the expansion, because like I played on this map, which is sort of like so now you're in the U-boot or submarine launch bay. And this is, I guess, a bit more difficult because there's a gangway and stuff. But like I said, the guy I was playing with when we played this one, he was the sniper, and he made a big duff up on like coming up onto this bridge and sort of getting caught here, and I still couldn't actually find him and hurt him. So it's kind of like It's kind of like, I think, I don't know, maybe they did themselves a disservice by dividing the expansion content into an expansion. Um, Solo mode is on the easier side of games, still well played. P.S. Hi Mike, it's been too long since I've been able to catch a live stream. Hi Designways, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm really glad that you could stop by and catch up with the live stream. Yeah, it looks like this might be quite a good time, because very few people have been able to stop in for the live stream. So, yeah, so I think, I mean, Chris thought that the game was pretty miserable for the defenders, the Nazis. Hence his jab earlier about how it's not surprising they're easy to automate. I mean, it definitely feels like the game might have been designed with the solo mode in mind. I certainly don't think I would ever try this with 4 players. I think with 3 players, the only reason to add in a... Now she wants out again. Yeah? You sure? I don't want to get up if you're going to come right back in. So... There's a little cat hiding somewhere over there. Anyway, so... Yeah, so I think the thing is it's reasonably short and reasonably easy to set up and reasonably easy to explain. But I also think, like, if you're the one picking this game, you have to play the Nazis, because I think if you were asking anyone to play the Defenders and you taught them the game and they didn't really know it, they'd just be kind of disappointed, you know? And then if you agree to take on the role of the Defenders yourself, you know, and you play the game, and then they agree to do the Defenders role after that, then you know, it's a bit more like it's a bit more interesting, I guess, from an academic sense. But I think again, like, this really it does. When you're playing the sniper, and this is really fun, and it does scratch the itch, but I do think it's too easy, and I think after you've done it once, you might get bored of it. You definitely need a way to escalate it. Now, there are ways to escalate it in the multiplayer mode, because you can... I say ways to escalate it. There's at least one more interesting decision, which are these commander cards, and this is kind of the same thing that the solo rules are implementing with this difficulty escalation here. Because the medic has powers, and there's one commander for each squad, so as the defender you get to pick one for each of these. You can pick, like, an enemy sniper to be, and stuff like that. And you can pick these and set these up. On the other hand, in the multiplayer mode, the sniper also gets to pick specifically these loot cards, which ones they want to have. And then also they can loot more of them as well off the board if needs be. But I do think it's really, really difficult, even on this side of the board. So I think they probably should have included the Eagle's Nest as standard. And hey Jack, I think as a head-to-head thing, knowing full well that it's heavily weighted in favor of the sniper, if you're still interested after watching this, then it's not that expensive. But I think it'd be really hard to recommend to most people, given that, like, Mind Management is apparently really good in the same price. I haven't played it though, but people are going nuts for it. So it's kind of hard. I mean, I really like pretty much everything about this game, except for what seems to be the sort of the balance. I like how few hit points the sniper has, how easy it is to sort of, or how theoretically easy it would be to die. This sense of sort of danger is really exciting. I like the bag draw with the thing. And again, but that's something else that's kind of frustrating about the multiplayer, is that when you're doing the sniper shots and you're pulling from the bag, Like, as the Nazis, you're really hoping that the sniper's going to overextend themselves and pull a bunch of noise tokens and things like that. But it's generally, like, it's not much fun to rely on your opponent to get unlucky. Like, generally speaking, especially in, like, a head-to-head game, or even, like, a 2v1, waiting for your opponent to get unlucky is kind of miserable, because they might never get unlucky, you know. And then also when they have bad luck, it's kind of like, you know, it's a bummer for them, and then you're like, yes, at last, finally, I have a chance, you know. So it's not fantastic. There needs, I think, to be some extra, it just needs to be one tick towards more tense in favor of the defenders. Eric says, in multiplayer, I've not seen the sniper win in any playthrough. I have no idea how that's happened, Eric. That's blowing my mind. Have you only been playing Eagle's Nest? But I mean, like I said, you know, it's not awesomely expensive. I think a 1v1 where you're teaching the game, and, you know, it's so fast as well. GS Gaming, it was a day one. This is actually technically a Kickstarter, this game. Or it might have been on GameFound. It was crowdfunded. And so the core set, expansion, and deluxe upgrade pack were all part of the Kickstarter. I mean, I don't think the Kickstarter went wild. It's certainly a relatively small product, and it's published by Rebellion, who make the video games, or a branch of Rebellion called Rebellion Unplugged. But I'm assuming that they'll plan to release more content for it if it proves relatively successful. But I don't think that it will, because I don't know. I think it's sort of, it's only really fun for 1 out of up to 4 players, and it's not all that. I mean, I'll try I wouldn't be opposed to trying the solo mode again. It's a sort of a, it wasn't. Eric says, watched a couple. Oh, so you watched a couple of games. I mean, I don't know, Eric, what to tell you, because I've played 4 of the snipers. Won all of them, like, quite decisively. I mean, I say won all of them. Okay. To be fair, we only played 2 halves, which I'm counting as 2 games. So we played... I mean, the thing is, Eric, I think... so I do know that they played it on Dice Tower, and Tom was the sniper and he lost. But he did a really dumb shot. Like, he did a really risky shot. He pulled out a ton of tokens from the bag and really got himself into trouble. So I think, like, you know, it comes back to the defenders kind of relying on the sniper to make bad choices. And if the sniper doesn't make bad choices... Like, I've seen, like, the sniper win by killing, like, 2 guys. You know, and just spending most of the game hidden, and moving very slowly and carefully around the board. There is a timer. It's actually on the reverse of this, where, you know, you've got effectively 10 turns to complete your objective. But it resets, so you have 20 turns to do both objectives, you know, or 10 turns to do one. But, like, it's so... I mean, again, even on this board, this is pretty generous. Maybe in Eagle's Nest, this is way less generous, and it's way tighter, and you have to move quickly more often, and that puts you at risk more often. I think, like I said, I think maybe the issue is the boards alone, because it feels like the sniper can generally quite luxuriously wander around and not really put themselves at risk. Malcolm says, I had fun playing this. I agree that the sniper has an easier time. As a defender, you really have to think about where the sniper might be, and then find out you're wrong. Design-wise says, I think Rebellion have games where the sniper wins on their channel. I mean, I don't know, if you're watching the publishers play the game, I'm sure it's a relatively different experience to what you'd get playing it with people who didn't work on it. Just because, if you're the publisher or whatever, you're going to play it a lot, and you're going to develop a whole metagame around playing it that just won't exist otherwise. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, I think there's a very niche market for this. I think it's I think as the defenders, it's incredibly easy to get frustrated because it can feel so fruitless. And so you need people like me who are incredibly tenacious, like, just sink their teeth in and won't let go. But like I said, it's reasonably short. But I just don't know if I'd pick it. I'm trying to think. I just don't think I'd pick it up. I have to try mind management, because on the flip side, it's like, I think that point about frustration might be a greater general point about hidden movement games. In my experience of playing Letters from Whitechapel quite a lot, which is of course the opposite of this because it's really long. That's not the new ones, or Whitechapel, or whatever it's called, which is the succinct version. The original Letters from Whitechapel by Fantasy Flight, where it was like 4 nights, and you kind of have to build up information over the course of the 4 nights. So that's a really long hidden movement game. But people would get very frustrated with that as well if they weren't doing well. And to be fair, that's completely relatable. Like, it's totally... A kind of irrelevant question. What is your best solo board games? And Eric says, it's on my maybe list. Beast is probably the hidden movement game I'm waiting for. Yeah, Eric, did you send me a link to that? I feel like you might have. Someone sent me a link to Beast, and I would be interested in... I should reach out to whoever publishes that. But I'd like to try mind management. Generally, I like hidden movement, but I think I am also the kind of person who's disposed to like this kind of game typically. And I do think it's a pretty niche genre. I think a lot of people find it quite frustrating. Which is why I think, and they said that mind management gets around a lot of those issues, which is why I'd be interested in looking at it in more detail. I've also heard, I'm just trying to think of other hidden movement games that sort of circumvent these things, but for some reason I can only think of what was it called? The one where you're all like different sort of like futuristic people running around the base and there's a car. Anyway, this is what happens when you try to recall stuff off the top of your head on stream. Whitehole Mystery was more streamlined. Yes, okay, so that's the follow-up, Whitehole Mystery. Yeah, that was pretty good. I played that with Michael, I think, and Ollie. I think it was Michael and Ollie played that with me, and we all had a relatively good time with it. And given that Michael generally really doesn't like this kind of game as well, so Spectre Ops, thank you, Hollenbeck. That's the one. Spectre Ops. I mean, Spectre Ops is the one where everyone's got different powers and stuff like that. But again, it's some kind of a longer game. And more involved. This is very short, which I think works in its favor, because I actually think generally probably being shorter works in the favor of hidden movement games, because it can really trigger people's frustration if they don't feel like they're doing well. Yeah, just to wrap up sort of what I was talking about the plays before as well, for Eric, who was saying he's not seen the sniper win. Yeah, in the 2 games I played with Michael, of course, the half games, in both situations the sniper achieved an objective without being found or losing any health. But I think, like, and part of me was, the reason I came back to this to play again, was I kind of suspected, like, maybe that's kind of expected for the sniper to sort of achieve the first objective without really getting attacked, but then you've still got some information coming to the defenders. So, they've got because the sniper's so flimsy, right? Just 2 hits and they're dead. But then when I played it again, there was only really in the 2 games, there was only really one moment of danger in one game for the sniper. And they had a loot card that allowed them to effectively circumvent it all. So yeah, I think I probably play with snipers who are very just careful and cautious and operate well under pressure, and maybe I need a harder board. But I think you could probably escalate the core set in a few ways. You know, I think actually a pretty good way would be to take away the sniper's loot cards. Like, the sniper could still get them by looting on the board, but not actually starting with any. Because the sniper starts with 2 loot cards and they get to pick them. So that's pretty strong. So if you're playing on effectively the hardest difficulty, which is to say this board with, you know, the 3 guys picked by the defender, you know, and all that, and the sniper's just winning reliably every time. Maybe try taking away their loot cards, you know, and say, well, you can still do the loot action, but you can't start with these. That might be one way to do it. Or, you know, another way, like, for example, what you do as well is you get these 2 objectives, and you're not allowed to start in the same sector as your objective, so you effectively start, you know, if you've got a, you know, so this is objective 8 and objective 2, so 8's up there, and 2 is here. I mean, these are the wrong cards for this board, but it works for the example. These 2 sectors are out, so you can start in any of, well, actually, I was going to make a suggestion. Do you know what? I'm going to stop house ruling it. I was going to make a suggestion here, but I realized it wouldn't really work. But yeah, I think if I were them, I would have put the whole game in one box. Albeit, maybe that would have ratcheted up the printing costs too much. I don't know. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Sniper Elite. I'm not selling it yet, but I'm pretty close to selling it. And I'm 99% sure once I get my management, it's going to go. But I'm only hanging on to it. God, you know, I don't want to buy Sniper's Nest, but I kind of want to play it to see what it's like. There's some Rebellion Unplugged. Somebody clip this and send it to them. Send me a review copy of Sniper's Nest so I can see whether or not this gets competitive at a higher level. But that's it. Oh, Difter out there doing the good work. Talking up the Patreon. Yes. So that is currently running. It's actually quite an exciting time at the moment because I'm kind of working on some new content schedule and a bunch of new stuff for the Patreon and the Patreons. So if that's something that interests you, please check it out. I'm working on review content and things like that. That's going to be quite closely linked with the Patreon group as well. That's something I really want to develop, you know, because at the moment the reviews are largely me on a live stream like this, just kind of sharing my thoughts. But I'm working on this more formal review format as well as something else as well. So exciting times ahead. And anyway, regardless of whether or not you're able to support the Patreon, thanks everyone so much for joining me. It means a lot to have you here. I love hanging out with you guys and playing games, and I hope that this playthrough's been helpful, useful, and you've gotten something out of it. And we'll be back. I think my goal is to do Euthia before the end of the Kickstarter. But I don't always achieve my goals. I do have the best intentions. So if you're interested in Euthia, subscribe to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss it. And if you've got those on too, well, YouTube is just sometimes not very good. So follow me on Twitter, or like me on Facebook, or follow me on Instagram. Because I always announce when we're going live, even though sometimes we're going live now. You know, I always put some announcements out just so you know when we are live. But thanks so much everyone for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next stream. And have a lovely evening and a wonderful weekend. And bye for now.